Let's jump into the 8 arguments against reincarnation and karma. Number 1, the social argument. If reincarnation were correct, society should be improving. After all, if we've had hundreds, if not thousands, of chances to improve over the millions of years, then there should be some evidence of it. There's no evidence that such moral progress has been made. There's no indisputable evidence of significant moral improvement over the thousands of years of history that we know about. Number 2, the humanitarian argument. On the view of reincarnation, people suffer to pay off their karmic debt. This belief has led to a horrible lack of compassion for fellow human beings who are suffering. Number 3, the psychological argument. Reincarnation depends on the premise that an individual had a highly developed sense of self-consciousness before birth to be able to receive and store information for later recall. To assert that every human somehow mysteriously forgets his or her past life and most never regain it unless they're trained or enlightened to do so is highly implausible. Number 4, the moral argument. In pantheistic systems, there's no source for moral standards that karma enforces. Why punish people for wrong if there's no moral standard of right and wrong? For in pantheism, there's no ultimate difference between good and evil. Alan Watts, a spokesperson for Zen Buddhism, wrote, "Buddhism does not share the Western view that there's a moral law enjoined by God or nature, which it is man's duty to obey." This relativism poses real problems for reincarnation. Relativism is impossible to hold in ethics. You can't even say relativism is true because that statement assumes an absolute value that contradicts relativism. Unless something is absolutely right, nothing can be actually right or wrong. And if nothing is right or wrong, then karma has no business punishing anyone for anything. Number 5, the scientific argument. Scientifically, we know that life begins at conception, when the 23 chromosomes of a male sperm unite with the 23 chromosomes of a female ovum and form a 46 chromosome human zygote. At that point, a unique new human life begins. It did not exist before. To claim that the soul existed in a previous body has no scientific basis. The scientific evidence points to human conception as the point of origin of an individual human being. Number 6, the problem of evil and infinite regress. If suffering in this life always results from evil we've done in previous lives, then there would be an infinite regress of previous lives. But an infinite regress in time is not possible, since if there were an infinite number of moments before today, then today never would have come. But today has come. Therefore, there was not an infinite number of previous lives, as traditional reincarnation seems to entail. If there was not an infinite regress of lives before this one, then there must have been a first life in which a previous incarnation was not the cause of its evil. But this is what Christianity holds, that evil originated because of an individual's free choice. Number 7, the problem of infinite time and lack of perfection. In an infinite amount of moments, there's more than enough time to achieve perfection of all souls, which reincarnation is designed to do. In short, all souls should have reached oneness with God, nirvana, or enlightenment by now, if there has been an infinite amount of time to do so, but they have not. Number 8, a slew of biblical arguments. A, human beings are created, they aren't eternal. According to the Bible, human beings are created, only God is eternal. B, the intermediate state is disembodied. Upon death, the soul leaves the body and awaits resurrection back into its body. C, the state after disembodiment is resurrection. Reincarnation is the belief that after death, the soul passes on to another body. By contrast, the Bible declares that after death, the same physical body is made incorruptible at the resurrection. D, humans die only once. According to Hebrews 9:27, it is appointed for man to die once, and after that comes judgment. E, judgment is final. Salvation or damnation is eternal and rules out the possibility of reincarnation. F, Jesus rejected reincarnation. When asked whether a man's sin or his parents' sin before the man's birth was the cause of his blindness, Jesus answered, "It was not that this man sinned or his parents, but that the works of God might be displayed in him." While this passage is in reference to the false Jewish belief that one could sin in the womb before birth, thus producing a physical deformity, Jesus makes it emphatically clear that pre-birth sins do not affect this man's lot in this life. We see similar examples in other Gospels, such as in Luke 13. G. Grace is contrary to reincarnation and karma. Reincarnation is based on karma, an inexorable law with no exceptions. Sins cannot be forgiven. If one does not receive his due in this life, he will in the next. The Christian gospel is a complete 180 of that. Forgiveness is possible. Jesus forgave his enemies who crucified him. Christians are to forgive as Jesus forgave us. Grace renders reincarnation unnecessary. Salvation is a gift received by faith. Rather than working to merit God's favor, the believer is given grace, unmerited favor, by which he is pronounced righteous. God's justice is satisfied because Jesus was punished for the sins of the world in his death. Our sins were not ignored. Jesus paid for our guilt by bearing it as our substitute. All of this is profoundly contrary to karmic doctrine and crushes the need for reincarnation.